I have 12 good size drumsticks in here that I have cut into 1 or 2 pieces each. The important thing is that you can see you're getting exposure to the bones, because that's where all the flavor is going to come from. I have, I don't know, 3 or 4 big carrots cut up, quite a lot of celery. I've got 3 onions just quartered. Oh, there's a thing down here that I made in cheesecloth. If you can see it right there, it's just a little bundle. Here, I'll wash my hands after this, but I put it underneath. This has a whole bunch of flat leaf parsley, 2 of the small packages of fresh dill, and I happen to have some rosemary in the freezer, so I threw that in there. Thyme would be good in there too. If you have any fresh thyme, that would be really good. And then I've also got a whole bunch of, probably half a head of garlic cloves in here. And I put, you can't see them, but they're in there, about a teaspoon or so of whole black peppercorns. And I'll probably end up putting about 2 tablespoons of salt in here. And then just go ahead, I'm gonna fill this all the way up to, I don't know, not all the way to the top, but maybe to about here. And just let it cook. It's 11:15. I will probably let this simmer until about 7 o'clock tonight. And then I will turn the heat off and let it cool before I package it up to put in the freezer. One thing you want to keep an eye on is if the water level, if you don't keep it covered, or if you have the heat up too high, number 1, it could boil over. Number 2, you're going to evaporate off a lot of the water, which is fine. But that's not really the point. What you want to do is have the heat pretty low so that it just stays at a pretty slow simmer. You don't want a rolling boil. Keep the cover on it and keep an eye on it. Stir it every once in a while. Make sure stuff's not sticking to the bottom. And if the water level gets too low, go ahead and put more in there, because it's pretty concentrated. But you want to, this is going to have a lot of flavor. If you've got all this stuff in here, you've got enough stuff to flavor an entire pot of broth. So, but the important thing is you want to get as much flavor as you can out of the chicken, out of those bones. It's going to be a really rich stock that's going to be good for a lot of different things. So while I'm quarantining, this is what I'm doing. So I've already filled up my freezer with sauce, and now we're going to have chicken broth. So we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.